Welcome back, everyone. This is Bevan with Tried and True EDC. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Chaves Redencion 229, and this is the newest integral that is produced by Radial. Just a quick look at the box. It's very nice, great presentation. This did not come with it. I did pick this up from Blade Show Texas 2025, and this was on their booth, and I grabbed one. As you can see, it does come with a plain Jane clip without the skull. Go ahead and set this aside. Oh, before I set this aside, I do want to say I got Ramon Chaves to sign my box, right? Interesting, because I didn't even think of doing that, and then somebody came up and asked for it. I was like, oh, yeah, I should totally ask him to sign my box. And I kind of regret not asking the other makers to sign the other boxes of the knives I picked up at Blade Show. But oh well, lesson learned. All right, let's check out the knife. So this one has what I believe is being referenced as almost a radial design, Radial, not radio as in what you will listen to. And I feel like it's kind of like that because it's not curved enough. But I think that's what I've been hearing the people in the community describe this particular design. It's full titanium, stonewashed, blade. This does have the Tanto blade shape, as you can tell. It's M390 for the steel. And you got that Ramon Chaves insignia. Very, very smooth. You can slow roll it out, no problem. Let's see if we can, we can Spidey flick this thing. There we go. As you can tell, it is an integral, so it is one-piece titanium. Oh, I just noticed that. Is that a little... Oh, anyways. And you've got the infamous skull clip. This is what you recognize when you see a Ramon Chaves knife. Absolutely gorgeous. I had a 228 way back, also a production model, but ended up getting rid of it only because at that time I didn't like how strong the retention on the clip was, and my pants pockets were just getting ripped up from having pocket knives. What I really like about the action, it has a very, I want to describe it as almost a hydraulic feedback when you snap it open. When it locks up, the vibrations, and probably because it's an integral, you get this feedback, which is unlike most non-integrals. It feels really good in hand. This is a 229, so it is larger, and I prefer larger knives day in, day out. This really fits the bill. I really wanted one that was just a plain Jane stonewash. I just couldn't wait. I was there, and maybe because they sold me on it, like, oh, this is the last one. I was like, okay, I'll take it. But should have waited. But it's the same price. The plain Jane titanium's $375. This one's $375. I did have to pay tax on it. Wasn't stoked about it, but it brought the price up to about $401 and some change. Yeah, feels good in hand. I wouldn't call this a hot spot. You might feel a bit of a pressure right there, but it fits great. You can use this as a finger choil. I wouldn't personally. I have medium-sized hands, and I can already feel that edge right there poking into my finger. So consider it a oversized sharpening choil. I carried this for one day when I was at Blade, but I soon put it back into the box and decided I was going to wait till after I did first impressions video before I started carrying this thing. It takes a lot of discipline, right? You get a new knife, you kind of want to throw in your pocket. But let's test out the sharpness on this thing. All right, so this is some magazine paper. with ease. Ow. With ease. Well, this is not as smooth as this edge, so that's probably why that's happening. Yeah, very sharp out the box. Set that aside. Let's take a close, slow look through the entire knife. It's got this hollow grind right here. Robust Tanto tip. Just absolutely gorgeous. Maybe you're thinking, whoa, why, Bevan, did you go and get another one if it's the pocket clip retention is probably the same? And you're probably right. I remember testing it out in my pocket, but I decided, you know what? I already have some. I've continued to keep some knives in my collection where the pocket clip's extremely stiff. For instance, my Strider. For some reason, my Strider, well, my pants also has thick liners, but let's take a shot of this in the pocket. Yeah, it's not too bad. The skull clip isn't for everyone, right? For a while, I kind of stayed away from the skull clip, so I did when I had my 228. I did swap to the plain Jane titanium clip. You know what? I'm gonna rock it like this for a while. And this is not how I remember. The retention seems a little bit loosened up, not as tight as it used to be, not as stiff. I mean, trying to. Okay, yeah, definitely happy camper. Would have been happier if it didn't charge tax, but that's just me going on my soapbox about knives and tax. I'm all for paying taxes when it's due, but you know, tax on a $375 knife isn't a small amount to swallow. I am kind of excited to have my box signed by Ramon Chaves, though. Really nice guy, by the way. I do have some short form videos covering my interactions with him. He was willing to take a picture of me and my buddies. Very pleasant guy to talk with. I saw him multiple times at his booth. And, you know, really excited to get a Redencion 229 in the collection. Redencion. I like the way he did the thumb to studs. Plenty of purchase. I always have this thing about knives with thumb studs on bearings. Sometimes it's hard to slow roll, and it kind of has that pop right off the bat. This has a very gradual opening when you slow roll it, so I appreciate that. It definitely has some heft on it, though. Let's take a look. Is there milling inside? No, actually, there is no milling inside, so the pockets, there are no lightning pockets, so to speak. But that's okay. This is the type of knife, having that heft really fits the mold and how you would describe a knife of this stature. It's got that overbuilt feel to it. And I do like that there is a detent ramp, so as soon as you hit the detent ball, it just smoothly closes in. Now, I know I'm not a knife maker, so I can't speak to why I think every knife should, well, I can't. I think every knife should have a detent ramp. It creates a much easier close, in my opinion. Yeah, because if you know what I'm talking about, sometimes without the detent ramp, you'll hit the detent ball and then it'll pop over as it overcomes the detent to close. Oops. All right, good thing that's wood. All right, well, let me know what you think. If you get picked one of these up as well, or how you feel about Chaves in general. I know that I have a buddy on Instagram. His name is ironbite_EDC. He has one of the most phenomenal Chaves collections I've ever seen. He's got the customs, so awesome guy as well. He actually lives nearby, about 30-40 minutes away from me, and I'm in Sacramento. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on this. If you've got one, I think they're still starting to trickle in at some retailers if you want the plain Jane that's popping out. So, yeah. As always, really appreciate you tuning in. Have a great day and stay frosty.